My speech today may surprise you with evidence that what many people accept as normal aging isn't necessarily normal. By the end, I hope to inspire you to do 4 things that have the potential for changing what is often a period of disease and decline into additional years of healthy, productive living. But let me begin by telling you a story that will illustrate the danger of not doing these 4 things. The old woman slumps in her chair, looking vacantly around the room, wondering where she is and what she's doing there. Even when she sees her son, she does not know who he is. He tries to converse with her, but she cannot connect one thought to another. Her mind has been devastated by many mini-strokes over the years. Most conversations with her go on for only one exchange and end with her either talking about an unrelated topic or simply mumbling, "I don't know." But vascular dementia caused by inactivity, obesity, clogged arteries, and high blood pressure is only one part of her problem. She cannot move her swollen legs and can barely lift her arms. Her hands have no strength, and her fingers quiver uncontrollably when she tries to use them. She cannot even hold a pen to sign. Because of congestive heart failure, she has no energy, so she just sits. But the deep tissue injury beneath her tailbone caused by constant sitting will not heal properly because of her diabetes. She's also been diagnosed with cancer, neuropathy, urinary tract infections, and many other ailments. And yet, she lives on, if you want to call this existence living. This woman is, indeed, in a pitiful state, somewhere between being alive and being dead. And she's been this way for many years. She's been in a slow decline for decades, especially since the time over 7 years ago when she decided she was old and was just going to sit and rest and save her strength. Meanwhile, her husband has struggled to come up with the money he needs to pay for her care. Some comes from his pension, some from Social Security, but most comes from his life savings. That money, carefully accumulated through many decades of frugal penny pinching, is now being eaten up at an alarming rate, $80,000 just last year. Her son, who has helped care for her these long years, has often wondered if the same fate awaits him when he is his mother's age. In the early stages of her long decline, she often warned him, "You wait, your turn is coming." So now he wonders, is this sad physical and mental state really inevitable? How much is due to genetics? How much to environment? And how much to lifestyle choices? How do I know what this poor woman's son is thinking? Well, it's easy. As you might have guessed, this poor old woman is my dear sweet mother. But we are not unique. Many people are in the same situation. The World Health Organization recently reported that 35.6 million people were living with dementia. Most of these dementia patients are cared for by relatives who shoulder the bulk of the current annual cost of $604 billion. The catastrophic cost drives millions of households below the poverty line. In other words, the challenging family situation I've just described is actually a worldwide public health and economic problem. Maybe you are, or have been, or will be faced with this challenge. Maybe you also wonder, how can I avoid this predicament when I grow old? Well, the good news is that medical experts, health gurus, and gerontology researchers have determined that 70% of what we feel as aging is optional, not inevitable. Genes do play a role in longevity, but a Swedish study of identical twins separated at birth and reared apart concluded that only about 20 to 30% of longevity is genetically determined. Lifestyle seems to be the more dominant factor. Chris Crowley and Henry S. Lodge, MD, explain in their book, Younger Next Year, what our society has come to accept as normal aging isn't normal. In fact, some 70% of premature death and aging is lifestyle related. Heart attacks, strokes, the common cancers, diabetes, most falls, fractures and serious injuries, and many more illnesses are primarily caused by the way we live. Crowley and Lodge say, here's what you think you know. You turn 60 and you begin the long slide into old age and death. Every year, a little fatter, slower, weaker, and more pain-racked. You can't hear, you can't see, your hips go, your knees, your conversation goes stupid, and your muscles look like drapery. You give up. You sit there and wait. Go to the nursing home and slowly die. Here's their graph. Start from healthy, and over 40 years, you just have this long, gradual decline. That certainly can happen. In this country, it often does, but it's a choice, not a sentence from on high. Some elderly people are still in great shape and having a vigorous old age. Their life profile looks more like this. Instead of dying a prolonged living death, these people enjoy active, productive lives until near the end, and then die quickly. Which profile will be yours? As I've already noted, the biggest factor is the lifestyle choices you make. 4 key lifestyle factors can lead to increased mental and physical health during the last part of your life, as well as your earlier life. These 4 things are represented by the letters D, A, R, E. The D stands for correct diet. In brief, eat healthy to be healthy. The A stands for activity, physical and mental. Use it or lose it. The R means getting adequate rest so your body can regenerate. And the E represents enjoyment or emotions, which can have a powerful effect on your physical state. Unfortunately, I don't have time to go into any of these factors in detail today. I will do that in future speeches. To conclude today, let me reiterate that modern medical research shows that if you do these 4 simple yet powerful things faithfully, you will significantly increase your chances of staying active and productive in your senior years. I am now 61 and just beginning the last third of my life. I'm trying to learn from my mother, my poor suffering mother's example. By living the DARE lifestyle, I hope to be healthy, productive, and happy for the next 30 years. I invite you to join me. In fact, I dare you to adopt this lifestyle. Thank you.